Well, welcome to another edition of A Million Stories. I'm sitting with Evelien de Jong. When we started A Million Stories, people said to us, "How are you going to find everyone, to interview?" And the funny thing is you just do. When you start something that you love, everything starts to fall into place, and you meet the people that you need to meet. So Evelien and I met actually at our daughter's play school, because we both have daughters in the same group. And that's what's brought us both here today. And we're sitting at Plek in North Amsterdam. Very beautiful old shipyard. But welcome, Evelien.
Hello, it's nice to be here. And very nice to have met in our daughter's daycare center.
Yeah. Well, maybe let's just start right there. I think we were both on the stairs. We were both late dropping our kids off because we're always the last ones there. And that's where the conversation started, basically, with our daughters. And you mentioned that you had started a company, and recently, which was to help single women have children, not help them have children, but to help them go through the process. So I'm going to hand over to you because you're...
Okay, I'll step in. That's I was single and 36, so I was thinking about having a child, and I had no idea how, if I wanted co-parenting or anonymous donor semen or a known donor, or I was really confused, and it took me about 5 years to get untangled. And then I went into this traject, I don't know if that's the right word, but to actually have a kid. So for me it's really a miracle to have met you in a daycare center, because finally I have a really happy ending. I have a kid and even a part-time daddy, and now I'm a decision helper for single ladies.
Okay, so starting now from what you were saying, so you were 36. Was it 5 years before that so when you were 29 you were sort of playing with the idea of a
At
child?
29 I was sure that I wanted at least 3 children, and I even wanted to get married. And after I finished university and I started working, I had a boyfriend and we broke up, and then I was a mistress for a little while, which was not very smart, but I did it anyhow. And
a mistress?
I had a boyfriend, but he had a girlfriend, so I was not, and it wasn't me.
Okay, so he was double dating, and you
yeah.
were... Yeah.
So I was on the side, which is not a very wise thing to do, but that's things like that happen in your life. But when I turned 36, at that point in time, your fertility it decreases, and also there's a chance that if you become pregnant, you have a different trajectum in the hospitals, because they say you're older, so there's more likelihood of things going wrong, and that sort of it freaked me out completely. And being single, I had no idea what to do, so I was very emotional, very lost, very angry, desperate. I really wanted a boyfriend, but when you're desperate looking for a boyfriend, that doesn't really work. And I became more and more desperate.
You're probably going to choose the wrong guy.
Yeah.
That always happens when you're desperate.
Yeah, well, maybe you choose the wrong guy, or you don't choose any guy, or there's too much, and there's so much the pressure on a relationship. If you really want a child, it's unbearable for any man. So I wish that for nobody.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing a psychologist, and I did all these different things. And I was also pretty amazed, because there's so many women like me who went to university, who have a good job, who have a great personality, and people everybody you run into, everybody says, "What, are you single? That's weird." And you become very, you become even more indecisive, and you become insecure. And I thought it's strange that there's nothing that can help these kinds of women, even though I'm not alone. There's so many women. And it's a statistical thing as well. There's more women graduating from university than there are men. So in the dating market, it's more difficult to find somebody.
So why did you start seeing a psychologist? What was
Actually, it was my sister, who is a creative therapist. She said, maybe you should see a psychologist. Then I almost hit her on the head because I thought she was calling me crazy, which is not a very nice thing to do. But she said, no, but your anxiety is so big that even you're almost depressed. Every thought entails another thought that's really heavy and really depressing, and you don't seem to find a way out, and you're crying all the time. You're not so much fun to be around with anymore. And I thought, well, maybe she's right. And I was so lucky with my psychologist.
And is this because you didn't feel good about yourself, or is it because you couldn't have a child, or is it because you thought no one likes me? Like, what was that process? Because this is what they're going through.
Yeah, no, it's all those things. It's all those things. So you start doubting yourself. It's also, I kept asking why? Why is this happening to me? Why is everybody else married with children, and why am I all by myself? And I couldn't, I shifted a lot of times. I thought I'll do it all by myself, and I'll just ask somebody to be a known donor. And then I thought, no, that's not for me. I'll do co-parenting with a homo couple. So I dated homo couples through a website.
How do you date a homo couple?
Well, there's a website called Meer dan Gewenst, and you can
What's it called? Meer dan gewenst.
Meer dan Gewenst.
In English, that's more than you wish.
Yeah, more than a wish.
More than a wish.
Yeah, more than a wish.
Yeah.
And right now they're making a website, One Wish, for people that want to date just to have children.
Okay.
And of course, homosexuals are more emancipated than we are in this, because there's a new thing called socially infertile. Because you have infertility, which is physical, but singles and homosexuals are not physical infertile. They're just socially, they're not able to make a child. So I dated homo couples, and then even a heterosexual couple where the woman could not have children anymore and the man really wanted a biological child of his. It's a whole world. There's so many people.
And how do you date in that kind of environment?
It's almost the same as romantic dates, except for you meet, you drink a cup of coffee, you speak about things, and then you come over to each other's houses and you tell stories, and you see if there's a click, and then maybe you decide to have a child together.
Okay.
Your eyes are really
I didn't know about this world, and I mean, I know a lot of people who are in their 30s who want to have children and are going through this process. So it's beautiful to hear your story and how you were searching, you were looking at all the options and you weren't judging them. I mean, they're not normal options, but you wanted a child, and that,
Yeah, but I think it's very important that a lot of people tell their stories.
Yes.
Because the norm is not really the norm anymore. It's 1 out of 5 women, 1 out of 4 if you take into account higher education, will not have children. And some by choice, which is great if you choose not to have a child. But if you stay childless because you were single in the years that you were still fertile, then you can get a lot of regrets. So you have to deal with it. In your late 30s, you have to deal with this issue, even if you don't want to, if you want to enjoy your freedom, if you want to develop yourself or make a career for yourself, then this phase in your life, it's sort of, it forces you to deal with it. And the norm is, especially in Amsterdam, the norm is much broader. But I think in the media and maybe there's still also a taboo, because I felt very ashamed as well.
You mean if you date a homosexual?
Well, not
couple,
when I was
or-
dating homosexuals or other couples, I was very excited, and you have great anecdotes. So there's a lot of nice stories to tell. But when I was just thinking about it, I was very scared to share my experiences. Because, of course, my parents thought I was going nuts as well. Because they have a nice daughter. Who is smart, who looks okay, why doesn't she have a boyfriend? And now she's coming home with a homosexual. Why doesn't she come back from Amsterdam, back to Brabant, and find somebody here? So there's a lot of stigma still.
Yeah.
But
Life doesn't work like that. I
No.
mean, it's never straightforward. Like not for a lot of people. Sometimes it can be, but it's not.
No, definitely not. And I think once you start taking steps, that's when a lot changes, and when you get a sort of agency, you get a sort of power to actually do things. And
well, when you empower yourself, when you actually when you get out of that sort of that depression, that negativity zone of what the status of your situation is, when you decide, okay, I'm going to do something about this, and I'm going to do what suits me and not care about what other people think.
Yeah, that's when actually, and especially when you do things, that's when everything changes, because then you take the loss of not having the romantic ideal, and then you create a new ideal. Then you think, well, maybe a homosexual couple is even nicer. They can give me tips on how to dress. We can do the co-parenting. I can still have romances. I have a lot of homosexual
So just
friends.
explain to me, how does that actually work? So there's a homosexual couple, and then you come along.
It works in all different kinds of ways. You can do co-parenting, and in these ads you see people asking, I want 50-50 or 20-80, and that's the percentage of co-parenting that they want. And sometimes there's guys that they really want a child and they just look for a carry, how do you call it? Draagmoeder?
A carry mother. I'm not sure what the name is.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a single woman who really wants a co-parent so that she can still be a mother, but has somebody to do it together with.
Have a life as well.
Yeah. So, and out of all these options, for me, it was the hardest thing was to decide what to do and when to do it. So if you date another couple, it's the same as with dating romantically. If it doesn't work out, you're back at the start. But you have to be aware that you're not making circles, because you want to, time is progressing, so you should make progress as well.
And so, and when you were 36, did you start this business?
No. I just started it after my baby girl was born in the beginning of this year, because I already gave advice to a few ladies, and I told them, in this project, in this period in time, take 6 months and make a plan, and make, take baby steps, but keep taking steps. Don't stand still. Just make sure to make progress. And so actually they asked me to develop this kind of, it's not really an education, it's not really coaching.
Advice.
It's like advice and
program almost.
Yeah, a program that helps you decide. That's what it is. And right now I'm really excited about it, because it's. I wish this is exactly what I would have wished for when I was 36.
So your business is called Wil Ek 'n Kind.
Yes.
.nl.
Yeah.
And what you said to me on the stairs when we met, very briefly, we had quite a deep conversation in the space of about 5 minutes, but you said it started off with an obsession, and that's what's the obsession, because it really touched you personally, it affected you personally, not being able to have a child. That's developed into your passion, and now this is where we have Wil Ek 'n Kind.nl, and here you are developing programs to help women in their 30s, well, whoever, have children. Is that basically how
that's exactly how it went, and it's strange because in hindsight I realized it's an old love, because I once wrote a thesis and I wanted to promote on the romantic love ideal, that we have. I'm an cultuurwetenschapper, arts and sciences. I have a master in arts and sciences. And I really, the romantic love ideal really intrigued me when I was still a student. And now finally it sort of all comes together because this is a new ideal. And I think it's very important for us to lose the norm of huisje, boompje, beestje and create a new norm that everybody can use to have a fulfilling life.
Yeah, I think it's just about changing the perception that people have of children and relationships and marriage, and there's such a stigma around that. I mean, it will take time, but I think it will change. I mean,
yeah, it's because in the 70s you had bewust ongehuwde moeders, bomb mothers we call them. They were not married, consciously not married. That's what they were called.
Which is very common in other parts of Europe as well, but certainly in the Netherlands. And for me, coming from South Africa, that's still not a norm.
No, we're very liberal, so I think we're quite ahead. Denmark is more ahead of us. And in New York, you have a website called Modemily, which does the same thing. Mm-hmm. They match people that have a child wish, which One Wish in the Netherlands will also do.
Okay.
And willikenkind.nl is to help single ladies decide what they want, to disentangle all these emotions and thoughts and opinions that other people have for you, opinions that are your own, opinions of other people that you made your own but are not really your own. So
you must also act a bit like a coach, because I mean this is a very emotional thing, and with what you do is you are helping empower women.
Yeah, so it's self-help with my guidance. It's coaching as well.
And so just fast forwarding quickly, so you have a partner now, and how did you end up having your child?
Well, this is my partner. I'm very open about it, but my partner, because of this psychologist, I started liking a different type of men, sort of less Mr. Bartender, dangerous tattoo type, and a little bit more civil servant type. And I ran into him, and I was already very busy with my child wish, and he said, well, you know, I cannot, the pressure's so high, I cannot go with you in this child thing. But I said, you know, we'll just walk the path together. And I remember we had a walk on the beach, and he said, well, you know, but I was next in line at the sperm bank, and he said, but the sperm bank, that's the backup plan, right? And I said, no, honey, you are the backup plan. The sperm bank, you know, I have an appointment with them. I'm going there next Friday, so not to put any, you know, I don't want to put the pressure on, but
This is my dream.
Yeah, I want to have a child, and he was very. It was a delicate matter, and he handled it very good. So actually he held my hand at the sperm bank while I got inseminated with the semen of B100. And but that didn't work, and then I had to go into a fertility traject, and then they discovered that both my ovaries are closed. So there's no way I can get pregnant without having IVF.
Yeah.
And then, but this takes a lot of time. So this took another year, and then I could sign up for IVF, and by that point in time I was 39 or 40. And then I asked him, well, do you want to do IVF with me? And he said yes.
Huh.
Yeah, that's.
So maybe we should just tell all the single old women out there in their 30s, go see a psychologist, let her change your perspective about the men you are dating, and then let it all fall into place.
I don't know if it's not just a perspective on the men you are dating. It's more it's on what I was looking for in a relationship. If you look at your own relationships and you think, oh, but I was there for adventure and fun, but I wanted geborgenheid. I don't know what the word is when you feel at home and held and safe. You know, you cannot look for safety. It's strange to look for safety and adventure and nightlife and drugs and drinks at the same time. So you have to be clear about what you want. But this is not the same. I'm not. Every single is unique. So it's a unique thing, but it's definitely not unique that there's so many single ladies in the end of their 30s who are doubting and thinking, do I want a child? And they should decide.
They should take control.
Yeah, they should take control, and they should have agency to be able to carry.
To be,
yeah, agency, daadkracht in Dutch.
To a sense of urgency. To
Also a sense of urgency, but they also have to be able to feel in control and act and feel like they're taking the right steps. But if you're doing it all by yourself, it's a big responsibility. Because we were up all night. I was up all night.
Exactly. We both went to bed at 3. We woke up at 3 or
Yeah. So, but it's a big responsibility to have a child on your own. So you want to make the right decision in this. And most single ladies, have a hard time deciding what to wear or what jeans to buy. And then this decision is huge.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think let's leave it there. It's a beautiful business passion that you've started and that's changed your life.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, you become a whole new person by not just by finally becoming a mom, but by taking all these steps and making the decision.
But I think most importantly, by feeling like if you want a child, have a child. Let's just find the ways to get there.
Yeah. That's true as well. Yeah. But we're both mothers, so we're hormonal and biased, maybe.
No, but I won't. I mean, in summary, before I met my now husband, I also decided I had my own company at the time, and I decided that's it. I want a child, and I'm gonna. I'll do it when I want to, and I'll do it on my own if need be. But I'm not going to find a man just to have a child.
Yeah, but I think that's a very good last note, because a lot of women are exactly doing that, waiting for a prince to arrive, and then it might be too late, and that would be sad and unnecessary.
Well, if you're in Holland, we have Evelien who can help you, and probably you can help people online as well.
Yeah, I can help people online, and my phone number is on my site, and people can always give me a call, and it's completely for free, just to exchange thoughts and see whether or not I can help you, or if you already know what you can do, I can give you some tips on where to go.
Thanks, Evelien.
You're welcome.